Hello everyone! It's nice to have you all back here on Director's Lens. Finding out directors' secrets behind their films is my game, and Image Tyler is my name. So, tonight we will be getting an insight on one of the hottest films around the nation right now. Last week we spoke with our very own Oprah Winfrey about her film A Wrinkle in Time. She spoke to us about her film, and here's a recap from last week's show.
Oh, it's going to be in New Zealand. And she'd gone to New Zealand for a scouting expedition. And I said, oh, New Zealand's the most beautiful place, because I'd been there the year before and speaking. But, you know, when you go, so I said, oh, I'm going to come watch you film. And she said, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you read for this part? Would you like to look at the script? And I said, sure.
Isn't that amazing? If you have not yet seen the project, you may want to check it out at whichever theater is nearest you. So before I bring out our special guest, let's take a minute to give ourselves a round of applause. So lovely. So, let's give a shout out to Black Excellence. Now with that being said, how many times do we as African Americans get a chance to see ourselves on big screens? How many of those times are we represented as superheroes? Well, today on Director's Lens, we want to bring out a very special guest who has given our children, our mothers, our families, and everyone around us a sense of pride, especially as African Americans. A pride, a strong audacity, a pride and a strong audacity, which has allowed us to see ourselves as superheroes. Born May 23rd, 1986 in Oakland, California, he is our director and writer, known for Creed, which was shot in 2015, Fruitvale Station, which was shot in 2013, and now the outstanding Black Panther. Let's give a warm welcome to the one and only Ryan Coogler. No, thank you so much for being our guest today. We really appreciate this.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We don't want to waste any more time, so I'll just jump right on it if that's fine with you.
It's okay.
Okay. So before doing so, let's have a clip of the Black Panther movie that Mr. Ryan Coogler actually created himself.
Let's go. We are home. My son, it is your time. Show me my respect and bow down.
A little bit about your start.
Well, you know, I'm just an average guy from, you know, Oakland, California. I wasn't even really thinking about being a filmmaker. I was actually really playing sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm a football guy. But you know, a lot of stuff happened, and I just ended up where I am. Fun fact, Denzel Washington actually paid for me to go to film school abroad, and he didn't even know that. And I think that's one of the main things that kind of catapulted me into really wanting to do this and taking it seriously, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just an honor to be where I am right now. And I'm very grateful.
So, what we do know is that you were on a football scholarship. What kind of made you turn from football and actually made you get more into like film and writing?
So it's funny, right? Like, I always liked the arts, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't think I would do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always liked watching movies, and I always like seeing stuff, but I just never really thought that would be me up there directing. And I kind of pursued it like on the side in college. And the more I was like doing it, the more I started realizing like I'm good. I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So and I started because I really wanted to like bring awareness to stuff that's happening in my neighborhood. You know, 2013, Fruitvale Station. which was just a film that I was actually doing for Sundance, you know what I'm saying? Because that happened like basically like in my backyard, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I didn't know it was gonna be as big as it was. I was just trying to tell a story that not a lot of people got to see, you know what I'm saying? And then I was really just, you know, trying to bring awareness to that kind of thing, and then it just kind of took off from there.
So we know that you released your newest film, and with this actually being your third film, which is a very big deal, the new Black Panther has soared. This is like the fifth movie to make more than what, 200 million.
Yeah,
200 million in its opening weekend, and it's also had its third biggest day, fourth day weekend. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm like, I still can't believe it, you know, I'm still extremely blessed.
Yeah.
I feel extremely blessed. You know, it's crazy because like when you making it, you know, we was all like, I think we got something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's Disney, Marvel, so you know, your budget, everything's so big that you got to work with, but that also comes with like a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like, I was just really stressed out. I ain't really, you know, I ain't really know how it was all gonna turn out, but I'm so glad. I'm just thankful that the public, you know what I'm saying?
And what exactly was your plan with this film?
Well, I mean, you know, like, so how big studio films work, like, they kind of tell you what they want, but, you know, I was blessed to like get kind of a blueprint of something that I could actually put my thing on. The Black Panther was a revolutionary character, you know, since its creation, you know what I'm saying? So it was a character based in Africa, you know, and a character, you know, based in strong Black excellence way before its time. And so I really was blessed to get a story that I could then build on. So I didn't really have to make it socially aware. I just had to kind of turn it into something modern, throw little things in, because in reality, like, we still going through a lot of things we were going through back then when this was created, you know what I'm saying? So I just was really, I was blessed to get something I could work with like that. But, you know, that's really one of the main reasons I took it, not just because it was Marvel or Disney, but it's because I could actually mold it into something that I'll be proud of, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, my child one day will be proud of. So, like, that's really how that happened, and I just, like I said, I'm thankful that I could put my spin and my vision onto it, but I didn't have to start from scratch, you know what I'm saying? This is a character that's been out there for decades, so, you know, I just was able to pull from different universes or whatever, pick things I like. You had a lot of specialists, like comic book specialists on set that was helping me, like, you know, now that might not be continually accurate, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of comic book fans that's gonna watch this and critique your stuff. Yeah. So they won't make sure, like, you know what I'm saying, if you don't get that backlash, because, you know, the internet wild, you know what I'm saying? So you won't make sure you doing your thing, and they proud too, you know what I'm saying? Have something that the extreme fans can be proud of, but then also have something like that people that don't know nothing about it can be proud of. So that was maybe the little more difficult part, but I think we did it, and I'm proud of it, you know what I'm saying?
And what would you say was one of your challenges with coming up with this product?
Well, you know, like I said, it was really that balance between having the extreme fans, pleasing the extreme fans, and the people that don't even like the grandma, you know what I'm saying, that might not know who Black Panther is, but just want to see it because it's like the first African-American superhero, you know what I'm saying? So being able to tell the story to where nobody that know anything could get into it, but also tell the story to where, okay, I know everything about Black Panther, and I still, you know, I give my blessings to this film. Balancing that out was the hardest part, but it was not so hard because, like I said, I had, you know, a great team, but it was, if I had to pick the hardest part. And then also the deadline, you know what I'm saying? Like, Disney and Marvel, they're such a film, like a big conglomerate machine, so, like, you got so many hours to get so many things done, you know what I'm saying? That kind of a little stressful, but it was, you know what I'm saying, they spared no expenses into making it happen, but that was probably stressful too for me.
And you said your team. So thinking about your team, I want to kind of reflect back on your cast. How did you choose this cast? How did you come up with this cast? Was it intentional that every person in your film were predominantly African American?
I mean, of course, it was, I mean, you know, Black Panther. And I have to shout out to my boy, Nate Moore. He's a producer. He's one of Marvel's producers, and he's African American. And he was responsible for Black Panther being introduced in Civil War, Captain America Civil War. And Nate Moore, he was very, very adamant on having a predominantly Black cast, but not even just that, but most of the people behind the scenes in the production were Black. You know what I'm saying? Our hairdressers, our costume designers, our set designers. You know, it's weird when you know, as you know, I'm sure, because you're in this field, you know, you go on the set, it's weird to see a lot of us, you know, working. Even if it's a Black cast, you're gonna have, you know what I'm saying, a lot of white people behind the scenes just saying, you know, I don't want to be politically correct, but you know what I'm saying, it's true. And so Nate Moore did his thing with creating, you know, the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, and I think that helped, you know what I'm saying. Extras was Black. Like I say, you get your set designers, your costume designers, everybody that has your storyboarders. Most of these people were Black, and it's like, I don't know. I just feel like we communicate better. Not saying nothing wrong with communicating with white people, but it's just
understand.
Yeah, it's just like I know you see when I say certain things, you see what I mean.
Yeah, you can give me a facial expression,
right, you know
and I'm gonna
and I get it, and then you can make that translate on film. You know what I'm saying? The editors, we had a lot of Black editors. You know what I'm saying? And so the line about bury me in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too much away if you ain't seen it, but you know what I'm saying? That bury me in the ocean line, that might have not have translated as it should have if we didn't have a Black editor or Black people working behind the scenes. So I think that was very good.
And also, I wanted to think back on the people who were actually once again these characters. I know that I saw you had a few people in there who were given opportunities. I know you had like a woman in there who's about 100 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. We traveled. When I signed on to this project, I told them I'd do it, but I wanted to be able to go to. I wanted to go to South Africa. I wanted to go to these different places so I could do my research. You know, we went to like the Nkukra, you know what I'm saying? I studied them. I went to Kenya, stuff like that, and I met a lot of people while I was doing my research, and I was just like, you know, this is authentic, this is real, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I put them in the movie, you know what I'm saying? Because they just brought that feel, because this is based in Africa, and not only in Africa, but like this is basically the story we're portraying is saying that it's like this is where life began, you know what I'm saying? Life began on this continent and then expanded from here. So I needed to see all the old school traditional, and they never been colonized. They like white people never came and took over there in our world that we portraying on film. So like they wouldn't have changed their clothes, you know what I'm saying? They just would have grew in different, but their traditions and their look would have been the same, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I thought it was important to put these people in there. And it was just funny, like I said, it brought a lot of authenticity to our cast and to our movie.
Is there anything in this film or anything about the film that you feel some people should know, or that maybe they don't know, or behind the scenes work that was overlooked, or anything in the film that may have been overlooked that a lot of people may not have gotten the concept of? Is there anything that you feel was overlooked?
Well, as far as like in the film and stuff, you know, I like to let people get whatever they get out of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like to tell people what they should see. Because sometimes, you know, people come up to me and it's like, yo, I see why you did that. I see why you did that. I didn't even do it like that, but that's a great way of looking at it.
Right.
Because people see things differently, and so I like to leave it open. But really, I just want people to watch this with an open mind. I know a lot of people tend to, just because it's called Black Panther or because it got a predominantly Black cast, tend to want to go ahead and typecast it as a Black movie. But it's a superhero movie, you know what I'm saying? It's a universal movie. So don't dismiss it because of that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like just give it a chance, go see it, and I promise you will love it.
You just gave our children hope. You've given our children a vision, a new vision, an open mind, and a way to see themselves as superheroes. You've given old folk an hope. You've given opportunities to older people and things like that. And for that, we say thank you. Thank you so much, Ryan Coogler, for being on our show, Director's Lens. And we really appreciate you. We hope to see more of your work soon.
Thank you, y'all.